From the heart of Houston, it's fun, it's engaging, it's Chattin' with Chelsea. She's daytime's new bestie. Here's your host, Chelsea Edwards. Come back to me.
Hey, besties. Thank you for joining me for another Chattin' with Chelsea. I'm your daytime bestie, Chelsea Edwards. So glad to have you with me again today, especially because we've got some boss women in the building, okay? Jessica O'Neal, she worked her way up from a dismal sales job to the club president of both of Houston's professional soccer teams, let me tell you. So she's gonna talk about her climb, and also she's gonna tell you why you should be watching soccer if you aren't already. We're gonna make you a fan by the end of the show. Also, all right, I've been seeing charcuterie pop up all over the place, like from restaurants to just on my social media feed, like beautiful pictures that just say, feed me to Chelsea, right? So maybe you're seeing that too. We got the team over at Cootery in the building. They're gonna tell us why it's so popular, and they're gonna show us how to make their Cootery cups, which are and so easy to make, so you can use it for your next party, okay? Let me tell you, easy. If I can do it, you can do it. They're gonna be a hit, all right? So maybe, you know, you might be doing some hosting, but maybe you're like me, like I'm not hosting, I'm not entertaining. I will drive to the party. I don't know where you're watching us from, if you're watching us on Fox Soul, but if you were in Houston, you know the traffic gets bad out here. It can be horrendous. So the other day, I'm driving down one of these busy streets in Houston, you know, during that rush hour time, but things are moving along. We're doing okay. But I noticed that I already have an attitude because it's the expectation of, oh, it's going to take me forever to get there, and I have so many things to do. So I'm already in a funk. I'm going to be honest. But I'm also hungry. Here's the thing. I am often hungry. I'm also hungry on this day. So I'm driving along, I get distracted because there is a new chicken finger spot that has popped up on my route. And so I will admit, fully distracted. I look, I turn my head, I'm just thinking about the chicken fingers, how juicy they must be. Ooh, what kind of sauces do they have? Do they have a spicy one? I have to have a spicy one. And then I look back and I have to slam on my brakes. Skirt! And I still had the nerve to be irritated and get mad that other people are driving on the road and doing what they're supposed to be doing, and I had to slam on my brakes. I'm gonna be honest, I was being a little bit ridiculous, but I can laugh about it now. I mean, you gotta be able to laugh in Houston traffic, all right? So, you know, pack your patience, remember that, especially while you're driving to these parties and all the things. And just know when you're being ridiculous, like myself. This girl gets it. She knows when she's being ridiculous in traffic.
Oh, my bad. Sitting here trying to be cute. My bad. Now we all gonna sit here.
OMG, Jackie is not okay. That's not cool, Jackie. Y'all might be there a while, all right? As long as you don't start getting on your phone, that is a hazard. And then also, you know how you open the phone and you get distracted and then you just forget what you're doing? Maria gets me.
Oh. Oh my gosh, Sean, you gotta look at this reel that I just said. Oh my God, 911. Yes.
All right. Okay, for those of you who may have missed that, you gotta look closely. There's a lot happening in the background right there. Roll that again.
Oh. Oh my gosh, Sean, you gotta look at this reel that I just said. Oh my God, 911. Yes.
It looks like the husband could be dead on the floor. We don't know what happened. There was a terrible accident and Maria got distracted just by opening her phone. All right, so let's take it back to the car. This is something else you definitely don't want to do while you're driving. Kat Ortiz played this little prank on her husband. I don't advise this one.
Golly, you play too much, man. Estúpida.
Why is he so
God. scared of me, God.
So you see why I do not recommend that prank, especially if you're driving. Now, she might have to move on over to the passenger seat, but what if she becomes a passenger princess who's just trying to help?
Watch that car.
Which car?
That one that just went by. I thought they were going to turn in front of you. There's a car on this side, just so you know.
Hey, you're the saucy princess. I'm the captain of the ship.
I'm just trying to help. Use your brake.
I am 13 feet away from them.
No, you scared the crap out of me.
Do you want to drive?
No?
Until you come over here and drive, then you have a say.
We're all laughing because even in my ear in the control room, we all do that. Like, we've all done that before. Thank you to Haley and Bo for that video. That's a funny one. All right, we got lots more coming in this show. Jess O'Neal talking about being a boss woman in sports, and that cooterie is coming. So you keep it right here on Chatting with Chelsea. Chatting with Chelsea, we love to give our boss women their flowers, and my next guest knows a lot about achieving your goals while juggling the family life. Welcome, club president for Houston soccer teams Dynamo and Dash, Jess O'Neal. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Chelsea, and that was awesome. So maybe we need to do that one more time.
I just had to work
That was awesome. You're a natural.
Thank you. All right, so for people who haven't heard of a club president, what is it that you do?
Basically everything off the field.
Okay.
So we have our team, we have our players, we have our coaches. They make sure that hopefully you see lots of goals, you see wins on the field, everything off the field. So our fans, our partners, meeting with media and community leaders across the city, managing our staff. We have a business operations staff that supports everything that happens behind the scenes. That's my job, and it's the best. I love it.
Yes, and I mean, you are one of those, you started from the bottom. I mean, you were in ticket sales, dusty old office back in the day, and it wasn't here in Houston, right?
It wasn't. It was in Charlotte, North Carolina in the NFL, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. It was an awesome experience. There were not many women who worked in those roles back then. There's luckily a lot more now, which is incredible to see.
Okay, tell us about that climb, like what you did to get to where you are.
Whew, it's been such a journey. I've been really fortunate to work with a lot of great people, and sports is interesting in that you are often working when everybody else has their downtime. It's nights, it's weekends. You know, that's when matches and events happen. Throughout my career, I've been able to have a lot of incredible opportunities, but most importantly, the one to move to Houston, to work on soccer specifically in this amazing town that loves this game, but to grow it, to grow our two teams and grow our leagues here locally. So I love a challenge. This is one, and it has been one. It's been amazing.
Yeah, it's a challenge. I mean, not only did you switch from football to soccer, but also like Houston had to really get to know soccer. Part of your job is helping to educate people and reel them in.
Yeah, as we think about 2026 and Houston hosting the World Cup, I found even in my time here, it's been about 2.5 years, people they're soccer curious is what I would say.
I like that.
If they haven't been to a game, but they're a football fan or a baseball fan or a basketball fan, you know, they understand the World Cup is coming, and that's a massive, massive event, bigger than any Super Bowl, any Final Four, any championship. But the game itself, if it's not known to you, it is, you know, one that for one reason or another might be something that people just haven't experienced professionally. Their children might have played it. But so they ask, you know, why can you tie? Why is it slow? I'm like, it's not slow. It's actually, if you watch, it's just different.
Yeah.
A 0-0 game can be incredibly exciting, even though it doesn't sound it. So we're working to educate the soccer curious.
What is it like to have this huge World Cup coming to Houston? It's a big responsibility to be in your job, and it feels like you started working on this, I don't know, what, a couple years ago? Yeah, years ago.
Yeah, it was in motion when I moved here. I moved here in March of 2022, and there was already a bid committee working to bring the World Cup to Houston at that point. They had done almost all of the legwork. It was announced later that year. So I came on board. They already had all the hard part done, and it was how do we make the most of it? I mean, it's going to be incredible to see Houston taken over. I mean, we have so much international soccer that happens here almost every summer, but this is on a very large scale. So
and we know we're going to get people from all around the world coming in. All these Chatting with Chelsea fans are going to be coming to Houston.
They're all going to be here. They hear about you. They say, that's the city I'm going to.
What are you looking forward to the most?
Yeah, I think my favorite part about Houston is the culture and the diversity of this great city, and the World Cup is that on an even larger scale. So I think people who aren't familiar with the passion and pride around this sport, getting to see that on that stage, and for us, quite frankly, as a city, to put our best foot forward and be the best city in the U.S. hosting the World Cup. We're all competitive here, we know that.
Oh, yeah.
We certainly want to be better than our friends just to the north of us in our state, but ultimately we want to make sure that visitors feel welcome here and they want to come back and maybe bring their business or their family to Houston in the future.
Well, you talked about the hard work and the commitment to having to work days that most people are off. So we got to get into how do you juggle the family life, because you have a 1-year-old, 1.5 just about. So how do you make it happen?
It's different now. It's different now. It's my daughter was born last summer. Doing this job while pregnant was an interesting adventure. I realized it was something that I couldn't hide, right? You can't, especially at a certain point. And then it becomes a talking point for other people. I'm like, anything else that somebody goes through, you don't necessarily know it when you meet them. That was, to be in this role and have that personal experience very public, was so interesting, and also made me very conscious of how people are treated and what questions are asked and not asked of people that, quite frankly, are strangers. Really interesting. But to have a little girl and work, you know, to grow this game and to make sure that she can do literally whatever she wants to do, that our players, especially our Dash players, the only professional women's team here in Houston, that they feel supported, 4 of whom just had children, you know, 3 of whom just had children, 4 of whom are moms. It takes a new turn when I'm now a mom. So the balance is really just one day at a time. It's wherever my feet are, that's where I am. When she's a little bit older and she can come to the stadium with me and watch matches, that'll be incredible. Right now we play a little too late for a 1-year-old.
Yeah. Well, have you felt like at times people were too focused on you being a woman, even though you do add different perspective to the role?
I think what's interesting is that so many of the people in my career, and actually probably all of them or almost all of them who have given me a chance, they are males. And I think that means that they needed to be okay with somebody who didn't look like them in a role in or around them. And I think that's not lost on me. Somebody, when I got this opportunity, I moved to Houston, a close friend of mine I worked with said to me, make sure you leave the door open behind you. And I think that has stayed with me, to make sure that, you know, the people who gave me an opportunity, that I do that and I pay it forward for the next generation. But you know, we're in a city where there's another professional team run by a woman. Gretchen Shearer is the president of the Rockets. So she was one of my first introductions when I moved here, actually. And,
oh, wow.
And it's been amazing to see, you know, in each league there's a handful. I can't wait till that's, you know, less of a talking point to have women running teams, because it's 2024 now.
Hey, now.
Things are happening. So.
Yeah. Don't blink, you'll miss it.
Yeah. Yeah.
How does it feel to be part of an organization that has a great team, and has had a great season? I mean, did they exceed your expectations this year?
Yeah, it's amazing. What's the most interesting part about this job is that you have to do the job regardless of the results on the field. And I have been a part of incredibly well-performing teams, and I've been a part of those that are not. And it's the job is the same no matter what. But when the team is getting wins at home, especially, and driving energy in and around the community, that is so important. So it's been an amazing year for the Dynamo. The Dash have had an opportunity to rebuild for the future with a lot of young talent, which we're focused on. You know, this is my 3rd season here, and it's been up and down. You know, the first year the Dash made the playoffs. The last couple of years the Dynamo have made a playoff run. So no matter what happens on the field, the job is the job. But it's great when things go well.
All right. Well, thank you for being here and showing off the many hats that you wear, being a boss woman in sports. Okay, guys, coming up, maybe you want to do a little snack it while you're watching that soccer game. We got some ideas for you right after this break. From a boss woman in sports to boss women on boards, welcome the Cooterie. We've got the owner, Ashley, the general manager, Juliana, and we got the chef, Tori, representing today. All right, so let's explain to the folks what the Cooterie is.
Well, so the Cuterie is a charcuterie restaurant in Conroe, Texas, right off 45. And the idea came from two couples who love charcuterie but wanted to make it like in a more modern way where people could come in and do like individual servings. So we came up with 4 pre-made boards that we offer in the restaurant, and then of course your choice to be able to make your own, as well as catering options for those bigger parties that you have.
And it's kind of fun. It's like a little activity. Like people are, you know, grazing and picking what they want. I like that. I like this setup. And so
I think it's about, sorry.
No, good.
Just putting flavors together, trying some different combinations, and you would never expect before, you know, the combination of flavors just coming, just like, wow, I never thought like honey with this cheese or this salami would taste so good or so different, you know.
Yes, well, that plate looks like it's for me. So tell me about the flavors that you combined right there.
We have our rosemary crackers with the fig jam, which is one of my favorite ones. This is our top seller so far, the blueberry goat cheese.
Oh!
It is amazing.
These
And
are
some
my
pistachio nuts, you know. I think it's all about like balancing the flavors.
Yes, let's check it out. All right, so I love that you were talking about balancing the flavors. You get to kind of play around and
Yes,
experiment a little bit with your taste buds. So tell us a little bit about what you already have set as well for people who just, you know, want to come in and grab something that's already balanced.
Well, when we came up with the idea for the Cuterie, we didn't want to just have charcuterie because obviously that's very limited on what people can have. So we came up with some salads, bursting with flavor, so many options for our salads, as well as our toasties. So our toasties, we have currently 12 on the menu, but you can also kind of choose your own flavors as well. And then our bries, our spirals. So we have, this is actually our pizza spiral. And then we recently added sandwiches because why not?
Why not? We're always looking for a sandwich. Okay, that is that goat cheese with the blueberry.
Right? Yeah.
All right, I am fighting the urge to take another bite because I know we have to get to one of your best sellers here, the cups. Like people love these things for parties and things, so you're gonna show us how to put one together?
Yep, step by step.
All right, Chef Tori, let's get into it.
All right, so first we put in some nuts, so pick your choice. We have cinnamon pecans, we have walnuts, we have pistachios and almonds.
Those look delicious.
Yeah.
Okay, put some of those in there, and I did have some of these. So
Yeah.
Go ahead.
these
Fill
are
it up.
hits as well.
And then we get 2 skewers each.
And you do like hundreds of these in a day.
Yeah, a lot.
Wow. Okay, because people like these because they can kind of walk around. And
Yes, bingo, you have a
an event.
party, you just have an event, or you have your little personal cup just walking around.
Yeah, we want to mingle.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay, what's next?
So first, what goes on the skewer first is meat. This is salami. What we do is we make a salami roast.
Oh, that is so cute. Okay, let me try that. Let me just see if I can do it. Fold it in half
Here,
first.
look,
Okay.
I'll do it too.
Yeah, walk me through it.
Oh.
You know, I'm really a quick eater, a slow learner when it comes to making it. All right, half.
Fold it in half. Put your finger right here.
Yeah.
And then roll it.
And roll.
That's it. It's pretty simple.
Yeah, I can do that. And then we put the skewer through.
Yes.
Look at that. I look fancy.
And then pick your choice of cheese. We have a brie, we have a sharp white cheddar, dill Havarti, and a spicy Gouda.
Well, it's not a party without Havarti, so I'm gonna put that on here.
Let's do that.
Do I get more
would
than
do
one?
cheddar.
Just one?
No,
Go ahead. I put a fruit at the bottom usually.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? I'm just going to push this up a little bit more because I want another piece of cheese. And we're going to balance it with some fruit.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. A little blueberry because that's my favorite.
I'm about to do 2 blueberries.
Okay. Simple enough. So you could spend, you know, if people wanted to, they could put these together or they could just get them from y'all so they don't have to do all of it.
Either
And
way,
then actually, before we put them in, we usually put in 2 crackers in the back
Oh, okay.
to accompany it.
helps us stay up too.
Yeah. Okay. So what do people like so much about charcuterie? I mean, because I'm seeing, you know,
It
more
accompanies.
people posting about it.
Yeah. I think it brings people together, honestly. I mean, you sit across from each other, you share a board, you share an appetizer. It's not too heavy, so a lot of people are enjoying lighter dinners, but still, you know, getting your protein through the meats and cheeses as well. So I think it's just kind of I don't want to say trend. It's not a trend because it's been around for a long time. But it's just becoming more popular because there's so many different ways to enjoy it with people.
I'm with it, and I see like why.
I'm sorry. I feel like we started doing more like during COVID when people was like stuck in the house. And then it just like, and I started doing it with my daughter.
Oh, nice.
And then we just like, hey, how about we take some classes online? And there was some classes online, and we stuck in the house, and it just became like every Friday now.
That is so cool.
Me and my daughter, we just stay in the house. We actually put the kids to sleep, and it just hang out and put stuff together. Every week we try different bottle of wine, maybe different cheese, and it just make it happen.
Yeah, look at that. Started with a class. Huh? You're boss of the boards over here. All right, so Tori, we finished up, right? We put a little more fruit in there. Okay, we got one more skewer.
The next one is usually a fruit one, but I'm about to mix it with fruit and cheese.
Let's do it.
So I'm about to put the brie up under there.
Brie.
And then just to add some more color, I'm about to put a raspberry.
All right.
And then we just put it right next to it.
And that's it. Okay, where can people find you all in Conroe?
We are right off 45 in Crichton Road. There's a new area called Grand Central Park, right where the new Sam Houston is and the Hyatt Hotel. So
all right. Oh,
not too far down 45.
Look at that beauty. Okay, cheers to the cups.
Cheers.
Guys, check out Cooterie and then keep checking us out because we'll be back after this break.
Come back to me. I've got the feeling. Come back.
I want to thank our guests, the Cooterie and Jess O'Neal, for coming to stop by chatting with Chelsea. Follow us at Chelsea Show Fox on social media, and I think this is a great way to end the show.
Yes, ma'am.
We'll see you on the next Chatting with Chelsea.
Thank you.